The events from Saturday and yesterday aren't too dissimilar. While City ate Watford, social media ate Joris Bohnson.
It's quite good, to be fair.
That is good.
It took a while, but
I like
we got
that.
there. As always, if you enjoy this podcast, support us with a subscription, and don't forget to check out our other platforms. I don't even know how I can keep on. Any support is greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let's talk ball.
Joris Bohnson.
Did you like it?
Yeah, that was quite smart, to be fair, yeah.
And it was 8 as in 8.
Yeah.
Social media ate Joris.
Yeah. Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 14 of the Let's Talk Ball podcast. I'm Samuel Slaney, and I'm joined with Connor Ward, John Lomas, and Jordan Mountford. The original boys are back.
First time in a while, yeah.
Something happened yesterday. We kind of said it in the intro.
Three of us.
I wasn't there.
Jordan wasn't on there. We were on live BBC television.
We accidentally went viral.
Yeah, but not us though.
Leave.
I think we're going to talk about that experience and how it led to the most iconic moment of 2019.
The Joris Bohnson.
Joris Bohnson.
Can I
Joris
say,
Bohnson.
Congratulations to all you guys, man, because you guys did well.
We did well to keep our cool.
You know,
we were so scared of becoming memes.
Yeah, we were really scared.
You guys spoke
really
well,
scared.
and you didn't say anything.
Because this is the thing as well.
It's so nerve-wracking.
We actually said we don't know enough about politics to even talk about it.
Right.
And it was live, and we kind of.
But they were saying to me, "You do know enough," and I was that put pressure on me.
Well, we said we didn't know enough, and then they started kind of questioning us. You gave some real good answers. You were ready for it, and originally it was going to just be John.
Yeah.
We somehow got roped into it. I was saying I literally have no clue about this. I don't even know a thing about this. Be like, no, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Because you said you voted leave, didn't you? And that
but I can't even give my reasoning for voting leave because it's been so long.
I think if you
I have no reason. I can't even remember.
You
At the time, I had
you
them,
said
but
you were a Remainer. You said you voted leave. They liked having you two on. I think that's what drew them to that. And Chris kind of
was on the fence.
Chris was on the fence.
And then you had Ryan.
Joris Bohnson.
Well, let's start with that then. So, of course, he is a meme now.
He is a meme, yeah.
There's no other way to say he's a meme.
It's been all over Twitter, hasn't it? And,
we kind of got not forced into it, but pushed into it. He volunteered.
I think he was the only one.
That makes it worse.
I know what you mean.
He was the only one that properly went for it. He was the only one that voluntarily went out of his way
I think a lot
to
of people,
speak his mind.
A lot of people think that we were all together, like we're friends from the uni.
My sister said, "You're mate with the Tash." I was like, "He's not my mate."
We don't know him.
He's not my mate.
We haven't got a clue who he is.
No, he's just some random.
We're not going to lie though, we've been trying to find his last name, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
I've searched all on Facebook.
Yes.
Can't find him.
He might have deactivated his account, which is a shame.
What was his last name though? Did we all get his last name?
Well, this is the thing. I was trying to just recollect. We didn't even speak to him, did we?
No, we didn't.
We all kind of, as soon as that interview happened, we just went.
He stormed off after he did his Vox Box.
Did
I
he?
noticed that.
So do you think he was really disappointed?
I don't know, he just walked off though. I just remember
because obviously there's a lot of backlash with this. A lot of people have called him obscene names.
Well, that guy that said this cretin's allowed to vote, I was kind of thought
it's too far.
That's a bit hard.
Because your tally isn't all there.
Yeah.
So
I would have laid off the calling him a cretin. I'm fine with the
stubbornness as well.
The James Bond stuff that was funny, and the dubstep remix. That's all just funny. That's just a meme. That's not really out of malicious intent, but calling him a cretin.
It's how he refused to acknowledge the.
You said that. I didn't look at the replies, but
it was bad. I felt really bad for the guy reading the comments and whatnot. It's really harsh.
This is the thing.
It's nerve-wracking.
Do you reckon he's seen it then?
I think it's hard to escape, isn't it?
Surely he's seen it. Surely he has. God, I bet he feels awful.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's that kind of Andy Tate mentality though, where they embrace it. No, so he'll be walking around handling out a local hero.
Andy Tate didn't make a mistake though. Andy Tate just voiced his football opinion.
But it was the way he did it, wasn't it?
You could make money from it. You look 100%. At the £1 fish guy, the guy
World Stone Raider.
yeah, exactly, and the guy who got hit.
Get him
by
a Christmas song out.
He'll be having fucking nightclub appearances at this rate, won't he? This is some
might
shit.
Seriously.
This might make him.
This is why we're trying to get him on the pod, because he needs to capture this
the
now.
trend's died, doesn't it? A little bit overnight.
Yeah, it's not even on the trending page now,
it's
is
not
it?
anymore.
It got knocked off.
No, but like what Connor said, if people see him in the street, they'll know him. Like,
yeah, people have photos with him, 100%. He's a local hero now.
Joris
There's no escaping it.
Joris Bohnson.
He's got this respect now, this newfound respect.
It depends though. Like, is he going to be one of them that does walk around that often? Like, I don't know.
No, I think he will.
was up Hanley, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
I just can't believe he volunteered to do it.
He was the only one that was properly up for it, wasn't he?
You'd think he'd know enough about politics if he's willing to.
But this is where this comes in. He might have actually known enough, but when the cameras are out, live TV, in front of millions,
I think he was just one of them that's properly wanting to leave, isn't he?
I mean, he said like he doesn't mind them doing unlawful shit. It's just like you don't say that.
The funniest tweet I saw was, to be fair to the lad, Joris Bohnson wasn't the stupidest thing he said. I thought that was quite funny.
Or the one where it said, they say when a camera's pointing in front of you, your IQ drops by 50.
Oh, I saw that,
Here's Ryan Staples, an IQ of mine's 125.
Oh my god. Bloody hell.
Poor
Twitter
bastard.
is fucking brutal, isn't it?
Doesn't that show though? One slip up on national TV,
Yeah, no.
you are
I
done.
think it's a learning
It blows
curve.
up. I mean, it was fully like massive. 2 hours after the thing?
Yeah, it was. Oh, I mean, like, honestly, like it made me think, my God, that could have been you.
us.
Well, yeah, easily.
What time did you film it then? Because I got in at about 5:30, like just seeing all this shit. I'm
Must
like,
have been about
"Jeez,
midday."
like-"
We were on air. We were on air at approximately 11:58.
Yeah, because you said to me, check the group chat, like you've missed a lot. I'm like, shit, what's happened? I thought like you added.
Oh, can you
and I was
imagine?
thinking, oh shit, and it's like, yeah, I know.
But yeah,
Fuck it,
I'll bleep that.
congratulations, man.
How do you
That's
beep
mad.
into it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Big-
But we only went viral because of
Big
him.
beep.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't say anything good enough to go viral. He made us go viral.
But
I sat on the fence. I
dodged the question.
I sat on the fence. I decided I'm not gonna go with an out and out. I'm not gonna go with an out and out opinion that kind of makes me stand out, because I don't really want to do that on live television. So I just kind of stated the obvious.
Well, I got asked what I'd vote again, and I've lost confidence in him, so that's what I said.
You answered it really well by saying I'd do more research. That was a really good answer. That was perfect, and I feel like you answered it well by saying this proves that Boris is unfaithful. I feel like saying him breaking that we got the message across of him breaking the law is not the way to get about this. We all pretty much said that.
And that's why we didn't get called out as much.
Yeah, we pretty much stated the obvious. And
we just got kind of scapegoated, if anything. Like,
not really scapegoated.
No, the only abuse we had is like collectively.
Yeah, well,
it was
that guy. It was that guy on Twitter that called us a bunch of 25-year-old white males.
Yeah, I've seen one that says we're brain dead, which is funny.
Who said that?
I don't know the name, but
I didn't know anyone called us brain dead. But,
I reckon that's just someone who's just watched the first 30 seconds of thought and just
all
generalised.
All of us are like that. Yeah.
But Jesus, man.
I mean, have you guys got some memes prepared?
Yeah, I've got the James Bond one. Yeah, get that one off. That's quite funny, to be fair.
I mean, we don't want to cross the line, but
no, it's according to Mr. Burns when he has his alter ego.
Yeah.
Couldn't write.
I can't believe we were part of a meme.
Oh man,
That's it.
We were part of a meme.
I mean, you guys can say that with pride because you aren't getting the piss taken out of you. So it's like one of them is like, oh, I was there.
You know what I've done as well? I actually wrote on my like media CV that I've done interviews for the BBC and I'm willing to provide a highlight reel if required.
Well, they said we can do that.
Well, what we say wasn't joke worthy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so I was just worried, like when we'd done it, you kind of think you've choked. If you stutter or something.
You overthink it, yeah, definitely.
Does
anyone
know?
Gone on
I don't
than
know
it
who
had.
this guy is, but he's got 875,000 followers. He's called Thomas Parker. He's tweeted it, saying Joris Bohnson checking it if it's safe to come out. Is he part of? It says no. I don't know. Yeah. Well, he's got 875,000 followers, and he's tweeted.
I thought you were going to say he was a part of a group then.
Well, it says MGMT. I swear that's like a band.
See,
MGM.
here's what I'm thinking
Let me
as well.
search that. Let me see.
Ain't that the boxing venue?
Here's what I'm thinking.
Isn't it?
Do you remember Big Shaq?
Yeah.
Where he went viral for all the wrong reasons. Everyone's like taking the piss out of him.
Yeah.
And then it ends up that he's a comedian.
Well, MGM.
And I'm
you know
just
that
waiting for that moment now for Ryan to come out and say,
he's got it on his description.
Got you all.
I don't think he's part of the band, but you know that FIFA song.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's him though. Like, I don't think he's part of it. He's got it in his Twitter bio, but he's got 875,000 followers. He's tweeted about it.
I don't think he'll take it well.
I do though, I really
don't
do.
know.
What, Joris?
Yeah, I don't
though,
know.
Man, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to take it.
I think
well.
he'll be
Especially if
walking
he's
around
stormed off.
Hanley,
I feel really sorry.
even if
for
he
him.
hasn't taken it well now, which is very like, that's
I mean,
fine.
come on,
'cause,
let's be
it's abuse
honest.
on Twitter.
We are finding this funny, but like,
Imagine being him.
imagine being
The
him,
moment
though,
he steps
bloody
out in
hell.
Hanley, he's going to have people coming over to him. Oh, can I have a photo? Can I have a photo? Yes, he'll have some abuse.
Yeah.
The majority will be praise. In person, what you normally find with this hate mail, on social media, they'll rip you.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
person,
It'll
oh,
just
can
be
you get a
like,
photo?
alright,
Yeah,
mate,
that's
how
how
you
it
going,
is.
Joris, and all that kind
Best
of
thing you
stuff.
can do now, Ryan, if you're listening to this or watching it, set up a social media if you haven't got one already, and just own it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
At
that's
the
the
end
best
of the
way
day,
to do it. Own it.
You can get
Yeah.
so many
Own
followers
it.
and fame out of this, opportunities.
You've got
could.
to. You've got to laugh, otherwise you'll cry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
That's
the
what
situation.
it is. Yeah. You've got to take that with any kind of embarrassing situation. Like, just take it like as a joke. Yeah. Got to turn it into a joke.
Get a
Like,
Christmas single out.
What's not
what you
quite
want.
that far. Don't do that. Dig
Call
your own
out Simon
hole there.
Cowell.
One last
But-
thing. Do you reckon Boris Johnson actually knows about this?
He's
like,
seen
he
it,
would have watched
surely,
it and he was
surely.
like,
I don't know though. Did it get that big? Do you think it was on
it was
top
on the
five?
news, wasn't it? And they're speaking about him.
And it was on top 5 trending, wasn't it? But was it because we found it 3 hours after it was broadcast? Do you reckon that was higher trending at one point? Because we saw it at number 5.
Probably
didn't we?
was.
But like you said, people were spelling it Joris Bohnson, weren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
Yeah.
So they had two kind of,
So
it
imagine
could
if
have
they were
been.
all
Imagine if it was all at
collectively all
once.
together.
Might have been like it was Bye Bye Boris was number 1.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that will be number 1 all day. I'm thinking Joris Bohnson might have been number 2 at least at one point.
Ironically, the
was.
football actually screwed us over in terms of the trending because
Yeah,
obviously
because
Tottenham choked.
Tottenham lost, yeah. So
Yeah.
I think it's a learning curve for us, though.
it was good experience
Massively.
for us.
That's what I mean,
It was
yeah.
good experience.
I mean, we've whipped out the
I've
camera
taken
for
quite
one.
a lot of confidence from it because, like, I feel like we all presented ourselves quite well, especially in comparison to him. And it's a good learning curve going forward because, like, for what we're aspiring to do, we
Especially
want to
for
do,
you.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
I want to get into sports journalism. I've got to get used to that.
You got used to the camera. that
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
thing.
And so you guys, like Sam was going on about the broadcasting kind of side of it too. Like, we all want to get into that kind of field of work. So I think it really helped us for confidence.
Yeah, no, I agree.
In front of millions.
we've been
That
put
was the
on,
debut.
We've been put on the news. Like we were
Yeah,
on
multiple times.
Yeah,
You
man.
multiple
Yeah,
times.
I
anyway.
was on multiple times.
Hey, notice how they cut it at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the late night news.
Because they had me on at news at 10 for a bit because they were.
They had us two on as well on one, didn't they?
Yeah, they had you. They had me.
What did they do with them separate vox pops?
You were on Midlands today.
Wait,
You were on
they're
Midlands
separate?
today. You were on Midlands today. I was on Midlands today.
Maybe.
I haven't seen that one,
There-
so it
there-
could be a meme.
There was one bit where you haven't become a meme. There was one where I said, "Where do we go from here?" That was on that highlight.
What did I say on Midlands today? What
I
was
think you. I can't remember.
We just
I
it was
only saw
hard.
it
That
once.
was. It was
So-
very difficult because we'd already done the interview,
Yeah.
and then you had to remember what you'd said, and relay it again.
Pretty much, yeah.
What
Because
is-
if you said something different, you'd look like a right hypocrite anyway. So
Yeah, you have to go around the same
Yeah.
lines. But and yeah, at News at 10 they like kind of showed multiple interviews with random people in Stoke-on-Trent, and they had
anyone
I
else
thi-
that you
I think-
recognise, right?
no, they were all old people. Like they had me on for like 5 seconds, and I think I said, "It's unlawful. It's unlawful. If it's unlawful, it's unlawful." And I said something like,
Was
"Right."
mine like,
I think
can
I
we
said
trust
something-
Boris in the long
I
run? or
think
something?
so. Yeah, they pretty much had us just like saying, "Where do we go from here?" and that kind of stuff. Like,
Which is true.
which is true. Like, where do we go from here now? It's, I mean, general election.
it's
Probably.
a right mess, isn't it?
No, it's general. It'll be a general election now. I mean, like he should like. I didn't want to say it on TV, but like he should resign now. He's lied to the Queen, hasn't he? And broken
At the end of the
law.
day,
Like he
yeah.
should resign.
Get Joris Bohnson in.
Get his alter. That's his alter ego though. Joris
Yeah.
Bonson's done all
Yeah.
this. So he's the evil
Vote
man
for him.
behind it.
there will be some movements as well. come the new election.
Yeah,
they will.
I think it'll
We
be...
want Joris. At the end of the day, people are just... I think some people have given up, haven't they, on politics?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a right mess.
I've been tempted. Like, it's...
Anyway, we're just glad
Yeah.
we didn't bottle it, aren't we?
We are, and
And it was a learning curve. That's
Massive
the main
learning
yeah,
curve.
massive. And it was, to be fair, I think we should be happy with ourselves.
Yeah,
We've got ourselves onto national
congratulations,
TV.
On a
We've got-
topic we aren't like 100% about.
Yeah, exactly.
And we haven't been specifically rinsed for it. So
Yeah,
that's
we're on live television, guys, on BBC News. I mean, that's decent, to be fair.
And not to mention, yes, we're on like media courses at uni, but we haven't had that much camera experience, have we?
No,
Like,
no.
in
not
front
with the
of
camera
camera.
like that
Yeah.
as well.
No,
'cause
no,
that's-
no. It's intimidating. It's
There's a-
really intimidating.
There's a camera and then there's a camera.
Like,
Especially when-
this seems
especially-
absolutely nothing
I know,
now, does it?
I know. Well, it's when she said it's going live on BBC News.
Were you sweating as well?
I was quite nervous.
Well, I was-
Yeah.
You know when in radio yesterday I took my jacket off and I was at the back. I was sweating.
See, with
I
stuff
took my
like
jersey
that,
off, I did.
I have
Terrible.
like a delayed reaction to it.
Oh no! It was in the
So
moment.
for some reason, after it's all done, the whole experience is
Afterwards,
complete.
I had to check. Like,
My heart
you know,
will start pounding,
Afterwards, I
and
was
like I'll
Afterwards,
probably go like embarrassed
I
and everything.
checked Twitter immediately afterwards, but I didn't look at the trending sections. I just looked at my normal feed.
But yeah, because you were the one who found it out for us, weren't you?
Yeah, I found it on iPlayer.
I thought you were messing about, and I looked and I was like, no.
And then I got home. I got home and I found it on Twitter, and then I literally saw it in one of my group chats between my mates in my class. Someone was typing immediately and said like John in capitals. The video of you's trending. The guy before you said Joris Bohnson. I was like, oh my god, everyone's found out.
Did you show your mum and whatnot?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
but
trending.
Well, I
my
sent,
mum saw us live on TV.
No, she
at the
rang,
time.
didn't she?
Yeah,
She
I
rang,
sent the
yeah.
video, like that screen recording of what we did when we were walking home. I
Yeah.
sent it to my mum, and she didn't think I was on the news. She just thought I was laughing about that, and I
Yeah.
just sent it to her.
Yeah. Joris Bohnson, unbelievable.
My mum,
Well,
she was really impressed. It was on the news and whatnot.
Yeah, it's
like,
mad.
It's really.
You're talking millions and millions of viewers, especially because it's gone viral.
Oh yeah, well, like the
Oh,
cretin
boy.
the cretin one on Twitter got 400,000 alone, and there was 222,000 people watching it on the website alone at the time. So there'll be more on the actual TV.
It's madness.
Definitely.
Let's get on to some football then. So I said we were glad we didn't bottle it.
Yeah.
But
Same
I
can't be
think,
said about Tottenham.
yeah, the same cannot be said, no. Colchester beat Tottenham last night. Yes, it was on penalties. Yes, Tottenham dominated, but
Irrelevant.
out,
They're in League
yeah.
Two.
Do you think that they would sack Poch?
well, there's
Like, if
calls,
this
isn't there, for
form
it?
keeps
If it
going,
keeps
like,
on going on,
then who do
But
they
you
get
look where
in,
they are.
like?
So
I know.
let's
It'd
in
be crazy if
comparison.
they did. I think they drop out the top 6 if Poch went.
Yeah, it's not been the best start, has it?
No.
Like, you know, but they're 7th in the Premier League, and that's the same. They've got the same record as United and Chelsea.
Yeah, but
But is there
difference
more patience with United and Chelsea?
definitely Chelsea.
Not. I
because
don't think United.
Not United. I think Solskjaer's gone by the end of
I
the
think
year.
we have to
definitely.
stick with him. I
I
really
think they
do.
will
They'll
sack him.
pay
though.
him off, won't
They'll
they, as
sack him
well?
at the end of the
They will
season.
sack
Mourinho
If they will
2.0.
sack him.
Pointless though. It's like
Joke.
if we were ever going to make Ollie permanent, we had to. We knew we were in for the long run.
But
Give
you,
him 2 or 3 years. I'm
I
serious.
think they will sack him though.
you
Like,
can't go 2 seasons in Europa League. As
Not
mu-
for
as
a
big
size
as
of
a
club, Man
as
United.
Man United. You can't do that.
But then
at,
you-
at this rate, Jordan, I don't think they're going to get Europa League.
I
We've had
think-
like 5 managers in the past 6 years.
Like,
It's
like
getting
Man
stupid.
United are by far the worst team in that top 6.
I can't predict top 4. Like who gets the Champions
too
League
open.
places.
I honestly think
Leicester
Leicester could
fit
do
in.
it.
That's what I
I
mean.
really do think they've got a chance.
I think Chelsea are probably the soundest to get in.
I mean, they're currently in
defensively,
11th.
They're
That's
weak.
what I mean. Then you got Arsenal, who are defensively
Arsenal defensively weak.
crap. You know,
But the Arsenal have got Aubameyang though. That makes me think they might do it.
The reason that the
He's world
Prem
class.
is so open this year, would you say it's down to lack of quality in the top 6 teams?
yeah.
Outside
Or do you
Liverpool and
think-
City.
Or do you
It's-
think other
it's
teams
very
now
open.
outside the top 6 are kind of matching?
I think it's an amalgam of both because I think Leicester have stepped up. West
Yeah.
Ham have stepped up. To be fair to them.
And I think Man United, Arsenal, Tottenham.
It seems
stepped
at the
down,
moment you
so-
can predict the top 2, and then you can't predict anything else.
I mean,
No,
Everton
in the Prem.
and Wolves must be kicking themselves because it's only 5 games in, but they've started really poorly, and they're thinking, "Oh shit, this would have been a chance for us to break in the top 6." I mean, I think that.
I mean, we've listed a few names like Poch, Ollie, not so much Lampard. I don't think he'll get sacked.
Lampard will be fine. I think Chelsea have started
They've got
well.
patience with him, haven't they?
You think about it. Chelsea have lost to Liverpool, and okay, they lost that 4-0 to Man United, but that's the most un-4-0 game I think I've ever seen. They lost.
I honestly thought we were onto something in that first game. I was like, this is the season.
They lost.
This is the one.
They lost to Liverpool, and I thought they were unlucky against Liverpool. Actually,
Yeah,
Chelsea.
they were.
I thought they played really well. I thought they were excellent at Wolves away. And I think going forward they're very good. I just think defensively they're a bit weak. And now they've got Kante back, and while he was fantastic against Liverpool, I think
Marco Silva could be gone.
For Everton,
I think that's probably the most likely.
I think he's the next sacked if they carry on like that. They won last night though.
I know, but like.
But look who it's against.
I'm worried.
If they'd have lost that anyway.
I'm worried that if Silva's gone, it's Dyche at Everton.
I don't think he'd bother. I think he's got too much momentum with Burnley.
Well, I think that's me and Grandpa. My grandpa, who's also a Burnley fan, were talking about this, and we were saying, why would he leave the safest job in football?
No, and I think Everton would want a more exciting manager, like more.
But they've gone for that in Silva, and it hasn't worked.
Because like they're investing as well, and do you reckon Dyche would? I
can't. It's too much of a risk for him.
Yeah.
With someone like Eddie Howe as well.
If I was Dyche, I wouldn't, because obviously, he's got the safest job in football. He's going to Everton, who are unstable. Currently, Burnley are above Everton at the moment. But I can see because Everton's such a big club, you can see the lure. But I don't know if Everton would go for him. Like, I think they might do, but I think they might go for Eddie Howe.
Where do you think it's going wrong at Everton? Because if you look at that team on paper, it's got quality.
You know what? I have no idea. And I think the big thing is they don't have a striker that scores enough goals consistently. And I think they've missed that since Lukaku.
Yeah.
I think they've really missed that.
I think Keane can come good for him, but
I think he's been.
He's not as experienced as he probably should be.
And I don't think he's been good enough since he's left Burnley.
Did they get a replacement for Zuma?
No, not that Keane. I'm on about Moise Keane.
Oh, Moise Keane, right? Yeah. Yeah, but he doesn't start. He doesn't play, does he? But yeah, who did they replace Zuma with?
Can't think.
I mean, they were after Chris Smalling, weren't they?
Yeah.
So who did they get?
I think ain't Dalf injured as well.
Yeah, didn't he shout at them? You're all fucking shit.
Yeah.
And scored no goal.
Who did they play at centre half? Because they definitely play Michael Keane. Who did they play alongside?
Yerry Mina.
Yerry Mina. I mean, he's crap.
He was sick at the World Cup. He was.
But he was only good at scoring headers. He was always crap defensively, I thought.
I mean, there's a reason Barcelona let players go, isn't there?
Yeah.
They obviously saw it.
He was crap. And he's been
you
crap
look
for
at
Everton. He scored the own goal against Sheffield. They were easily beaten by Sheffield United at home. That shouldn't be happening. I get Sheffield United have started really well.
See,
I really like them.
I think United and Everton have got kind of something in common right now, where it's kind of sleeping giants.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think more so United.
Yeah, definitely United. But with Tottenham, they've just...
Can you identify an issue? Because I've been really trying to.
What, with Man United?
With United.
There's no... The chemistry.
Is it the manager? Because
I don't think
we've
have
had
enough,
so many
I
of the
think
past
you're
6
so
years.
toothless going forward.
You've got no character.
I think that's the underlying problem. Going forward, you're really toothless. There's... I just feel like now Martial's injured, they're missing that kind of cutting edge up front.
Rashford's getting overplayed as well.
Rashford's not playing well at all.
He's just picked up a knock as well.
You've got no spine.
I'm scared Rashford is going to become the next Rooney.
And there's no creative midfielder as well. Matt is still playing, and he's not up to the pace.
Don't Young still start?
Yeah, but it's because Shaw's out. We haven't got enough depth.
I think the defence is decent. I think the defence has improved.
When they're all fit. Yeah.
When they're all fit. But I just think... Well, I think De Gea's not having a good enough season, and I think
worried about De Gea as well.
I think Arsenal and Chelsea are shit defensively, but good going forward. I think it's the opposite for Man United. But I think Man United aren't good enough defensively to even cover up that as well. Like I said, I think Man United could really struggle this season.
I mean, we've touched on Rashford. If you were him, what would you be thinking right now? Would you be kind of thinking about a move away?
But you're getting game time.
He's getting too much game time though.
But
you look at...
They moaned at him for not getting enough game time.
You look at what happened to Rooney. I mean, if Rashford had half the career Rooney had...
He'd done well.
He'd be brilliant, yeah. We'd be looking at it and saying, yeah, what a player.
But where does he go to?
But Rooney peaked at 28 and that was it. He started to decline.
Has Rashford even peaked yet? other than when he first burst into the scene.
But all we know is he's 21. He's got 5 seasons under his belt.
I mean,
he's got a lot of experience, which is great.
He has flashes, but
he's playing every single game.
I don't think he's.
There needs to be that break.
I don't think he's consistently good enough, though.
Not as a centre forward. I think this season, anyway, he's shown he's not a centre forward.
They didn't replace Lukaku.
Yeah, I'm glad you've said that because I wanted to get onto that.
There's no plan B.
Mourinho, did you watch Sky Sports Super Sunday?
Yeah.
Mourinho was saying that basically Ollie hasn't asked then for a striker because they would have delivered. They wouldn't have let Lukaku go.
But they did identify targets. They just couldn't get Mandzukic.
I don't get how, because then you've just become the second most valuable club.
They wanted
Lukaku should have stayed, and I think it's Ollie's fault in terms of.
He really didn't like Lukaku.
He froze him out, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't like.
He had an agenda on it. Yeah. Lukaku could have come good for us this season.
I think if Man United built a team around him, he would have done. But
we've already said in the last podcast. I
think Martial
his record for Belgium
really
speaks volumes.
Yeah.
I mean, he's into Milan record so
far.
He's
scored at AC Milan, didn't he, in the derby?
I think he's scored in every game for him.
Yeah, but I think the problem there at Man United is there's no plan B if it doesn't go right.
I mean, we look at that squad as well. The midfield is a shambles.
Yeah, it is.
If we're being real, it's not a United midfield. That isn't.
McTominay
can come good. He shouldn't be first team.
Who started the midfield against West Ham on Sunday?
Mata. Which, no offence, nice guy, but Deadwood.
Deadwood.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
Pereira
and McTominay. And
he's too inconsistent. And then McTominay has actually been the best midfielder for us.
That's not a Man United midfield.
It isn't, is it?
No.
What goes on with that Fred? Is it Brazilian?
Well, yes, we played Astana, but he was great against them.
I
don't know why he doesn't start. I don't know if he has terrible training sessions. Something has to go on.
He was crap when he was there last season, though. I mean, I remember they played Man City in that game when they lost 2-0. I thought, he's crap, this guy is.
Yeah, but compared to this midfield...
But I know he'd get in. He gets in.
He should be getting more games.
He gets in over Pereira.
100%. And then obviously Pogba's back.
Great.
And it isn't, though, is it? Because he's not even passionate, is he, anymore? You can see a loss of passion.
It's certainly an open league this season. It's a very
like we said,
league.
Just because of lack of quality, if anything.
I mean, lack of quality and the rise of quality outside the top 6 as well.
I'm just worried with United. I'm just worried about where do you go from here now. You guys reckon Ollie will get sacked this season?
I think he needs to get Poch in. I think Poch will leave Spurs.
I think he'll go Madrid though.
Do you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
I think he'll resign from Spurs sooner rather than... If they carry on like this anyway, he'll resign, he'll go to Madrid. So I think Zidane...
Fair enough.
But who do United get in then?
Mourinho goes to Madrid and...
Zidane?
They're talking about Tuchel, aren't they?
I'd like that, to be fair.
That's what they were saying, but does he
want to leave PSG?
Does he leave PSG for Man United? I don't know. That was the one
I love the football he plays. I'd love to see United team gegenpress, I would.
Just have some kind of identity.
I mean,
what football does Man United play?
Right, when Ollie came in, you remember that 10-game unbeaten run?
Yeah, he had a really good run, yeah.
We were counter-pressing. And that's the football we wanted. It was fast-paced. It was like 4-3-3. It was perfect. We're playing 4-2-3-1 now, and it's just slow, it's negative. You've got Matic playing even. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
He's terrible.
Oh, God, yeah, he's crap, yeah.
When he passes the ball, it just rolls like a pea roll.
Yeah, he's really slow, yeah.
We've got Deadwood surrounded by players, like young players who need role models.
And
there's no role models there.
They also got rid of a lot of Deadwood as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And didn't replace any of them. Man United did not make... They spent a lot of money last season, but... They spent a lot of money on individual players and then didn't sign kind of filler, which they probably needed for plan B off the bench. Off the bench, there's nothing off the bench, is there, for Man United?
You can sense the toxicity as well in the club,
really needed Mandzukic. They really needed Mandzukic.
Or Llorente even. Someone off the bench.
I mean, what are the fans like now with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
Some are calling for him to be sacked.
Yeah, some are already.
What do you think?
I think stick with him.
How long?
I don't think it's just... Yes, he has got some tactics wrong, but we're gonna have to. When we made him permanent, which it was premature anyway, we should have let him see out the rest of the season and tried to get Poch. That should have been the plan.
Can you put all the blame on him though? I think there's something.
It's equal.
There's something there.
It's on Ed Woodward for one.
I don't know why they gave Solskjaer the permanent job in March.
It was too early.
Like, what was the point? Like, why not just wait until the end of the season?
If you actually look statistically, as soon as he was permanent, that was the decline.
Well,
the pressure went.
Since he's been made permanent job, Burnley have picked up more points than Man United.
Just shouldn't be happening.
No. It's quite funny though.
For you it is, yeah. My club's in turmoil. I think with that we'll take a break and then we'll go on to some fantasy football.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the second half of the Let's Talk Ball podcast. So earlier we said we'd talk about some fantasy football, and we're gonna touch on that right now. I've just come off the back of my worst game week ever.
I had a bang average one. I mean, like, it could have been so good, but because I had Bernardo Silva in, and well, I didn't have him as captain. So
imagine if you did.
I
mean, the highest this week was 141.
Yeah, I had Salah as captain, only got 10 points. Kane only got 8. I mean, like, it was an average week. It could have been so much better. Like, that was the thing. Like, if I'd have just had Bernardo Silva as captain.
See,
no clean sheets in defence. Perez didn't really do much. I mean, he was about to have a goal scored, but
See, I've played Lundstrom week in, week out, and the one time that I don't play him, he gets 12 points. And I brought in, the worst thing is, I swapped Maitland-Niles for him, and he got -3.
Oh yeah, he got sent off, didn't he? 2 yellows as well, so that's double the points.
And just to make it even worse, I got rid of Pereira as well. I think he picked up 6 or 7 points.
Yeah.
Tarkowski
was benched for me, he got 6.
What players that I've got from United?
No, moved they got
for
this
fixtures. Arsenal. It's the banter derby, isn't it?
Monday night, that is, isn't it? Yeah.
It's one of them.
It is. Can't even deny it now.
I've got 2. I've got
no
Wan-Bissaka and Maguire, and they're just shipping in goals, so I need to take them out. But I'm gonna.
Yeah, they both got 1 point last week. They're so inconsistent.
I don't know.
It's difficult for me because like you always want players from your club and your team, don't you?
Mm.
Yeah.
How can I justify that? 1 point or 2 points every week?
Who's your
Dyer, Edison.
Mine's Schmeichel.
And he's been inconsistent, but 7 points last time. So
not bad.
Yeah.
I've got Schmeichel in.
John McGinn has
Leicester
been
just don't
clutch
keep
for me.
He scored, didn't he?
10 points he got.
Lovely goal that was as well, wasn't it?
United are linked with him, and we need someone like that. I'm not kidding.
He's one of them though. He'd be shit at United.
Do you think so?
Wouldn't he? He'd just be shit at Man United. Like, there's been so many of those kind of players you look at and think were class for other clubs, and then as soon as they go to Man United, they're just shit.
I don't know. I think he'd do all right.
But I'm trying to think of players that like you thought, he was really good, and then he went to Man United and he was shit.
I was going to say Anderson, but
he was promising, wasn't he?
Well, yeah. Do you think United ruined his career in terms of that? Do you think if he'd played for another club?
Who, Lukaku?
No, Anderson.
I think.
Or do you think it was just
Anderson? I just think Anderson was shit.
Do you reckon Renato Sanchez is the new Anderson?
Yeah, I do. I just think he's worse. At least Anderson was a consistent player for Man United for quite a while. I mean, he was shit, but he played consistently and won a lot of trophies for Man United. I mean, Renato Sanchez was meant to be like the next big thing.
It's just not happened,
he was Young Player of the Year at the Euros that time. Won the Euros for Portugal, and since he couldn't pass a ball straight at Swansea. Do you remember that when he passed the advertising board? Then Paul Clement went like,
"Where's he at now?"
Still at Bayern, isn't he? Yeah. He needs to go back to Benfica, I think. Rebuild his career a bit.
So going ahead then, looking ahead to some fixtures, how are you going to set up your team this week? Going to make any transfers?
I'm just going to keep it the same, I think.
See, because I had such a bad week, I'm thinking, do I play my wild card?
If you feel like your team needs drastically changing, I'd do it. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing it after the international break.
There's about 4 transfers I'd make.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'll set you back though. That will.
Yeah, so I'd have to play a wild card.
If you want to make 4, play a wild card.
Yeah.
Because you get 2, don't you? You get one now and then one after January, don't you?
I think so.
Yeah. I'd go for it then if you're making that many changes. Because you may as well. You could
I'll
probably pretty much. You could bring in some form players as well, like Mount and Abraham.
I've already got Mount. Yeah.
You could bring in Abraham. You could probably get in Aubameyang instead of like.
This is the thing with Abraham, though. If you look at his form now, it's equal with Aguero's.
Yeah.
But he's not as good as Aguero, so it's not gonna.
Cheaper though, isn't it?
He is cheaper, but what I'm saying is that goal scoring form is going to come not to an end, but it's going to decrease majorly. I can't see Abraham getting 25 goals.
I think Abraham might get 20 goals though, and for your second-rate striker, that's good. If your second-rate striker gets 15 plus, he's had a good season. I think if your
Do you think Pucky will get that?
No, 15. I don't know.
Possible.
He got kind of, he didn't really do anything against Burnley, did he? But
yeah, but I prepared for that because I think Burnley know how to isolate a striker and shut him out.
So, and he's scored a lot of goals, and he looks like he's a good. I think he'll probably get about 15. Pucky will. I think Abraham will get 20, and I think Aguero will get like 25. Probably.
Obviously, Everton are against City. Just looking at this fixture list on Saturday.
Yeah. So who have City got?
Everton.
Everton away, is it?
Yeah, they're away.
Yeah, they'll win that, you'd imagine.
100% they'll win it. But how many games are you going to give Marco Silva now?
I think he gets a pass this weekend.
Yeah.
They've got us away the weekend afterwards. And if they lose
That'll
to
be
us...
a good game, that will.
If they lose to us, I think he'll probably get sacked.
It depends what he loses to City too. Like, what kind of scoreline are we thinking?
If they get smashed by City and then they lose to us...
I could see a 4-0. Quite easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if they were to lose both those games, that would be they've lost 5 in a row then, because they've lost to Bournemouth and Sheffield United consecutively, haven't they? And well, both of those games Everton will have looked at as games to get points in.
So you think a couple more defeats now?
To as well. Like they've lost to some other poor sides, haven't they? They've lost to Bournemouth. They've lost to Sheffield United. Who else did they
Villa.
lose? They lost to Villa. That was easy as well. They were easily beaten that game. Yeah, that's 3 games you look at for them and think, yeah, they should have won them. I mean, have they even won a match away from home this season?
Don't think they have.
Burnley away is a tough game as well.
Looking at Norwich versus Palace as well. Norwich are away. Could be an interesting game, that.
Is it Norwich away at Palace?
Norwich are away at Palace, yeah.
Draw?
Do you think?
Probably, yeah. Palace need to win, though. Do you think? I think Palace are crap.
They did all right against Wolves.
I think Palace
they were unlucky
did all right against us as well.
Yeah, well, yeah, they did. I thought Palace was shit against Wolves. I think the only problem with the Wolves game was Wolves went down to 10 men. They've got to be beating Wolves at home, like in general. Never mind down to 10 men. The form Wolves have been on,
just
especially
touching
after
on
they've
Wolves,
had Europe as well.
You've got a couple of Wolves friends, haven't you?
Yeah, that have been on the podcast. Yeah.
Do you think they're actually going to get relegated?
No.
Is there any? Because they're kind of worried, aren't they?
You'd be worried. I remember I was when I saw Burnley going through a similar
But can you really see Wolves getting relegated?
No. I think they could finish bottom half. I could easily see that happening, but no, they won't go down. They're too good to go down. They've got too many good players.
Can you imagine if they do?
They've apparently lost a lot of money from Thomas Cook.
How have they?
They've lost. I saw it on BBC Gossip. 1 minute, let me look. It was on this morning. The company Fossen, who owns Wolves, I think they've lost like $1 million. I think it might have even been more than that. 1 minute, I'll get it up now. I was reading it.
But just while you're doing that, Spurs versus Southampton.
Spurs at home.
It's a must-win.
Wolves owners Fossen face losses of more than £1 billion following the collapse of Thomas Cook. The Chinese conglomerate was the biggest single shareholder, owning 18% of the travel firm.
Damn. Just more misery for Wolves at the moment, isn't it?
Bloody hell. Apparently they're looking at having some more shareholders in Wolves now because of it.
It's interesting.
Hell. That's big. But
let's go on to some 2 more games now. Leicester and Newcastle.
Leicester will win that.
Yeah.
Newcastle are crap. I mean, did you see them against Brighton? I mean, Brighton had 70% of the ball at their own stadium. They let them at their own gaff. have Brighton 70% of the ball. That is absolutely
It is shambolic.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
And did you see that Hayden went up to Steve Bruce and said, "Boss, it's not working."
Yeah.
He went up to Steve Bruce and said, "Boss, it's not working. Your tactics are not working." They're down, I think, Newcastle.
I think they
aren't
are,
they?
yeah.
Yeah, I think.
What's it going to take for Mike Ashley to sell that club? Because he's never going to sell it when they get relegated,
Because
is he?
he's been down
Because
twice.
that's when he loses a bit of money on it.
Or they'll just sell it to some cheap consortium
But
in the Championship.
in order to make the most money on this club, you need to do it
Yeah,
when
need
they're
to
in
in
a
the Prem.
massive league like the Premier League.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of selling points.
He didn't even sell when apparently there was a Middle Eastern billionaire involved. When the hell's he going
Oh
to
yeah,
sell
remember this summer we were talking about that.
it?
We were covering
we
that.
were saying, yeah, Newcastle, if they get bought, will turn into a giant club.
They were
And
linked with Mbappe.
Well, yeah, that was just
Yeah, it was more a
bullshit.
joke, but
But like, even so, bloody hell! I mean, like, what? Steve from Rafa Benitez to Steve Bruce as well.
you actually called it, didn't you? And
What?
said it wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
of course
Connor
That
it
said.
does.
takeover.
But it is classic.
You had full confidence. You said, no, it's not going to happen.
No, of course not. Again, that's probably just me thinking negatively.
But it's a
I
fair
really,
it's
one,
fair.
especially
it was
with
never going to
Newcastle.
happen. No,
Especially with
exactly. Yeah,
Newcastle.
never going to happen.
especially with Newcastle.
So
Yeah, I think Newcastle are down. I think
Watford.
Watford
Yeah,
will probably go
definitely.
down. I think they're playing Wolves this weekend. That's a big game.
That's a big
Yeah.
game.
It's a massive game.
I do think Wolves will
I think Wolves will easily win it. But
2-0.
I think we'll see a lot about Wolves if they don't pick up 3 points
Yeah.
from that. That's at the Molineux as well, isn't it?
Need to be winning that, 100%.
Oh yeah, definitely Wolves needs to be winning.
What
that.
do you think it'll take for Nuno to get the sack?
They can't sack him, surely, can they? Can they? They can't sack him.
Yeah.
But let's say then, because you've talked about hitting the panic button, United may do that. Everton may do that. What's it going to take for Wolves to hit that panic button?
Bottom 3 by December.
Yeah,
If they're
okay,
in
I could
bottom
see
three
that.
December.
I could see that. If they're in the bottom 3 at Christmas, they might hit the panic button. But
Yeah.
Get Zidane in. Imagine.
who would Wolves get though? if
I
they
really
left?
don't know.
Terry
Steve
Connor.
Bruce after he's
Terry
been
Connor,
sacked.
remember him when he was Wolves manager? He was a legend.
Luis Enrique. No,
Yeah.
he's still on sabbatical, isn't he?
No, I think I think Wolves will be fine. That's, to be fair to them, that's a good result at Palace with down to 10 men. Down to 10 men and they nicked a point. It's a pretty good result.
Finally then, let's go on to the banter derby. United versus Arsenal.
I love that.
It is. I can't even deny it, can I?
Yeah, no. Monday night, this, isn't it?
I can see it being a draw realistically.
Yeah,
I think 1-0 United.
I think
Something like
it's
that.
got a draw written all over it. This one has it's too
Boring, dull.
It's
and
not going to be a
shit
0-0 though. I can
think
see goals.
I think we're going to have goals because
Look at Arsenal's
defense
attack.
is a joke and Arsenal's attack's deadly.
Staffy.
I'm going 3-0 Arsenal.
Are you?
3-1.
3-1.
No, 2-2.
But I think their attack.
Do you know
will
what though? I
just
can't
rip.
believe how I'm sat here with such little confidence in my team. From
Arsenal
what I've
have-
grown up knowing that we've
Yeah.
been dominant, this past 6-7 years has been absolutely ridiculous. Compared
Especially
to
the
that.
last year, I think.
Yeah, I think we've gone down another step, haven't we?
I agree. Yeah, I think Moyes was kind of that was just post Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah, that was just a hiccup. That was
just a hiccup. And
yeah.
I think he was actually sacked potentially fairly early. Van Gaal, it was like
arguably one of the best.
you look
that-
back at it
that
now,
we've
and
had
it's
recently.
not too bad because they were a top 4 side and they won the cup and stuff. But for Man United standards at the time, it was like not good enough. Mourinho got them playing. He got them steady for a bit, didn't he? Especially in cup competitions.
Yeah, a lot of United fans think he was a failure. I don't think he was.
I think at the beginning he wasn't. I think he did decent, especially his first season he did well. Second season they finished second, but like they were like 20 points behind City. I mean it was kind
It
of
wasn't a real
It was kind of
second.
second on default, and then it just caught up with them, didn't it? Like he wasn't getting the signings he wanted and all that kind of stuff.
He did say
And now
on Sunday,
now they look like a mid-table side.
on Sunday he did actually say that he was begging them for a centre back, and they wouldn't deliver. So you look at this and how much of that is on the board.
Yeah, no,
It goes deeper than the manager and the players at this point.
I think the board is the biggest problem though. Because
I
they
think it's the
can't-
same with Everton though. I think they've got a lot in common
Yeah, I mean, like with Everton, that's just confusing though
because
they're
they've
making
got
a
that
lot
stadium and stuff.
They're making a lot of signings, and they look like good signings to begin with, but they're not clicking any time. Like Can you name me one of those big money signings Everton have made that you thought, yeah, he's turned out to be really good for Everton? Sigurdsson, maybe?
Richarlison.
He's not consistent enough, though, I don't think Richarlison isn't.
He
been
showed
all right,
signs.
But 50 million? I don't know if he's a £50 million player, Richarlison. Sigurdsson was 60, wasn't he? I mean, like, he's their best player, but... Is
just
Sigurdsson
so open,
really
isn't
a
it?
£60 million
It's such
player?
a weird league this season because, like
Michael
we've said,
Keane, 30
full on
million.
lack of quality, and
Yeah.
that's why it's so open.
But I don't think it. I think it's a lack of quality from Bar City and Liverpool teams in the top 6, but teams like Leicester and West Ham have stepped up.
So far, yeah. I don't. How far can West Ham carry this form?
I don't know. I look at Leicester more of a team that.
Leicester are the biggest threat.
I think Leicester are the biggest threat at the moment. To be fair, I kind of thought maybe everyone's overhyping them a bit, but.
No, you can start to see it now.
I think I can see it a lot more now, especially that Spurs game. Like, they were 1-0 down, and to come back and win was pretty good going. Like, they could. I don't think they will get top 4, and I think I'm still not 100% convinced they'll get top 6. But I think they're in with a hell of a chance.
And on that, I think we'll end the podcast. So the first one that we've recorded visually, we'll see how that looks.
No. Probably give it a pass.
It's going to look awful, isn't it?
What do you reckon? Don't release it.
No, release it, but I'm not going to look at it.
You've been on BBC. You should be. You're a star now, Connor.
Should be. This is what we're used to now.
Yeah,
Connor.
this is tiny now.
We should be demanding royalties.
Yeah, yeah.
Copyright the Joris Bohnson.
Yeah, imagine if we actually did that. Like, Let's Talk Ball copyrighted it.
And there goes the final whistle. If you want to have your say, email us on talkballpodcast@gmail.com or follow our Facebook page and join our community. And for daily football content, follow our Instagram page @talkballuk. And don't forget to subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on. Big thank you. I was going to read out big thank you to our guests. No guests. And we'll see you in the next one.
In spirit.
In spirit, yeah.